Hello, everybody. This is Henry Lee. I'm going to carve a Buddhist dharma name. Dharma name is a special name that for given for new Buddhist followers from the master usually. This name we're going to do is it usually has to do with the teaching of the Buddhism. Uh, this one, let me write the characters first. Yuan. Oops, my brush is too large. Bao. This is the traditional Chinese characters. Lian. Meaning the source of a precious lotus. This character could also be simplified into this. Okay, and in Chinese seal or Japanese seal or Korean seal, we still use the Han script called the seal script. It's like this. Okay, I think this is yuan. This is water. It's like the stream. And this is the treasure part could be variable. And this is the shell that used to be used as the money, the currency. The lian or lotus. So this is the seal script. Usually it's only complicated, but there are variations. You can simplify this into this. So in the later form, it become this. But in the seal script, you can vary it, like make it according to the design. You can make it less stroke or more stroke. Let me show you some other variations designed. On the lower left, this is the one that was picked by the client. We had spent a couple of days to choose it. Actually, I see where's the other options. Oh, here we go. And this one, as you can see, is more like a handwriting style, so less squareized, more calligraphic. Yeah, this is the one we picked. And you can see this variation here is more stick to the traditional or complicated form of the strokes inside the treasure. And this one, I tried to use a single cut expressive style, like we call it like a carpenter's style, or Qi Bai Shi, the master Qi Bai Shi, who was a carpenter, wood carpenter, and he cut his seal like just like this in single stroke cut. very artistic. And this one is similar to that handwriting style. And when I got the older, I start design by research of all these variations. Actually, yeah, this is the form that we, this part could be like that. Actually, it's the water, the stream. Okay, so it's required, you get familiar with this special script. I was an archaeologist and I took a several-year class in study the evolution of ancient script that helps today as a serial engraving artist. So this is all the variations of the character source. And this part could be variated, could reduce to this. It's from this, according to the design. It could be long or square-like. Now this is very close to the standard script that I was written here. On top there's no extra dot. And this is the Qibai Shi style from one of his seals, rubbing from his seal. Very powerful style. With sharp strokes. And this one is another, I don't remember the name, but it's from another master style. It's very calligraphic. You can see the variation of the thickness. It's not even. Just let it, like a chip. This is also a spontaneous style. You can see the like a merged stroke, as if you writing on the rice paper got smeared or rusted in oldest seal. So it's very artsy. If you are an artist, I would recommend this kind of style to go with your painting, especially you are a spontaneous artist. And this one is more square-like, like official seal script. This one also. And this is about the size, the style I used for the character Lotus. And this is the precious variation of all the variations for variable of the same character precious. You can see different variations from the same character in the ancient seals. This is seal script dictionary. These days you can find them online if you know how to search in Chinese. This is second page of the same character, precious. And this one is the source. I didn't have here is an example of character precious. I used part of this style to create the version I have, but I changed the inside to make it clean and neat to be consistent with the other characters. So they're basically even and parallel, with even space. That's my design idea. And we finally decide to do this one. So here is the design. I'm going to transfer it onto the stone. So I need to sand it to remove the polishing wax because it has a layer of wax. This is a very pretty soapstone, not wood or any other material. We use stone. Soapstone is a kind of sandstone, but it's different. Is very fine, very not very soft, but easy to carve. It's called Qingtian. It's green field. It was the light green color. There are other four major sources in China, but now they're almost exhausted. So they start to import from Southeast Asia, like Laos, or Cambodia, other countries maybe. So this is the prepared surface. I'm going to take a stamp from laser jet printer. You can use a copier with a toner cartridge. Not a laser copy machine will work. Not the inkjet for this procedure. Let me put a pad here because I use a liquid called the acetone nail polish remover, acetone remover. This can remove paint also or ink. So it will make a copy imprint on the stone. Evaporate fast. Just like alcohol. Alcohol won't do this, I think. It has to be acetone. You can get from cosmetic stores or hardware stores as well. Okay. Not perfectly clean, but it's workable, I think. This stroke a little bit blurred, but this is a spontaneous part, so I can easily give me a little freedom to do it. I can make up some missing part if I need with a permanent marker. I think we don't need this. This side missed a little bit ink. That's okay. All the strokes. Oh, actually, it moved. So it's like a twist. There's a twist. I better redo it. You can see the alignment changed. So have to redo this. That's why I got multiple coupons here to use. And just erase it. Okay, I take another shot. See if anybody watching. Okay, great. So we got 5 audience there. So let me show this time I align it correctly because last time I tried to align it after I already got the ink on. I mean the liquid on. So this time I try to make sure it's placed correctly. correctly, so I don't have to move it once this liquid is on. If you try to move it when it's wet with the acetate, it might get position change. So no move. Okay, and then take it out before it completely evaporates. Now we got a perfect copy, right? Okay. Let me take out this clamp. You don't have to use this. You can just hold it in hand, or we have a smaller one for sale at our website. That's the same thing. This one is more convenient because when I rotate it, it won't change the position on the camera, so it's easier to be focused on with the camera. With the wheel. Okay. I will use a large knife. This actually gives me more stability and control than smaller knife. Of course, it's more powerful as well. I will do the margin first. Just test the stone. We cut out the edge and the corner to make it to look old, vintage, or like an antique seal. The shape of the corner should look like the old TV monitor, those 50 or 70, the old tube TV, vacuum tube. They got this rounded corner, right? That's the kind of shape it would look like. So I round up these corners. I could do this the last step, but I usually enjoy doing this first. And then I'll cut the first character is the source. You don't have to follow exactly the sequence of writing. You can do all the horizontal strokes first and then the vertical ones, something like that. So I put my knife in the middle of the stroke and just cut one left, one right. So I have a clean edge on both sides. Then you can do all the strokes at the left side first, and then the upper side first, and then the down side. So I better stop talking, just concentrate. This is precise work. Also, the corners need to be rounded, just like the edge we talked about. So you need to stop before you reach the corner and then try to create the round corners, not the square. you you don't need to cut very deep with this narrow lines, but if you cut it the other way, the relief carving, then you have to cut much deeper to get the floors off. This is the in or negative carving, so the stroke is going to be white and red background. It's a very classical, beautiful style. Between round and square is the idea. The radical I'm doing is a water radical. Go with the character source. Source. Okay. And the next character is a treasure or precious. Let me see if it's better to have different lighting. Not all the strokes are in same width, but the space between strokes should be relatively even. So with multiple stroke character, we first of all we make the character larger than the less stroke ones, and then we do the stroke in less size, lesser size. This is the jade vertical inside the roof. And then the shell. Have to keep it leveled. It's kind of hard. Okay, almost. Okay, last color is Lotus. This is the flower or plant vertical on top. It shared one stroke in the middle. This is another way to simplify strokes, merge strokes. This is the most artistic stroke I just did. Okay, almost done. Just a little fine tuning of the corners and the tips. We want to make sure it's not sharp, pointed. So everything would look moderate and clean. And all the corners around it. Just like a pure lotus flower. Oops, as we speak. Be careful not to slip. Okay, let me dust it off. Okay, some YouTube viewer asked me before that why we should put some soft rubber pad underneath it, because the stone is hard, not like the rubber stamp. If you have a rubber stamp, you don't need to have soft padding, right? This is just a mirror. I create a hard support. So we use ink paste. It's pretty dry, actually, not as like a sponge pad. This is a special paste made of some fiber from reed flax. It goes actually onto the seal, but not to fill the strokes. So it's very effective material. You can create a very like almost like raised imprint on paper, not just absorbed in. This is a thick, very thick paste. So okay, this is ready. And I blow a little moisture to make it less grainy. Okay, make sure the orientation. I will mark the left with my signature, so it will be easier to tell the orientation. My signature will be on the left side. Okay. Don't move, but you can kind of shake a little bit and press really hard because the stone is hard. You want to press into the padding. Okay, I like the neat feel we have got. The edge is a little bit broader than designed. That's that gives a a little room for make it more interesting. You can chip the edge, but I think we decided to keep it kind of neat, clean, so we just round it more. To keep it clean. And just make the corner a little rounded. More rounded. Okay. And this center stroke could be a little higher. This stroke a little short than the design. I'm looking at the design. So this stroke is a little too short. Bring that up a little bit. Oops. Try not to overdo it. Those extra dots there, we need to take out right there. I think that's about it. Let's make another one. hold the paper when you lift it. So you cannot just do it like the post office stamp, okay? Okay, I'm going to sign it on the left side with the ear of a pig. Ear of pig. Okay, my signature and here. I will make another imprint with my official collection. This is maybe my 10th booklet with all the seals I've done from this from last year. You can see some videos I made in the past of how I did this for martial art artists, master, and my dog, Cappy. It says I love Cappy. I carved this when he passed away. My mood seal. This is some students' work on martial arts also, and some fish rubbing making artist, and a student Wayne she want English seal in Chinese format. This is the one I did for her. And mood seal. I think the lighting is kind of bad. Let me just turn off. With natural lighting is better. An old soul. This is the image seal with a bear. Another Buddhist benevolent eye, another Buddhist dharma name seal. This is gentleman style, is a mood seal. And this is a signature seal. Korean name seals for the Korean calligrapher. wood seal for the same calligrapher. Camellia, my student in Puerto Rico, and wood zodiac symbol seal, and it's little fish, a little peach blossom fish or something like that. Actually, yeah, little peach blossom fish. Pen name for student in my online class. Last name she. And my old friend in China, and this is my birthday mark of my 60th birthday. Benevolent year, it says. And the Japanese name seal for chef master. This is a bilingual seal I did recently for a tourist in Japan who got this name from a temple. And Wild Horse, another artist name seal, is also a Tai Chi practitioner. And this is Shani, the Snow Forest. Okay, here we go. Today's seal. So if you're interested in making your name seal with me, we have a promotion right now with July 4th promotion code is no tariff, with no space in between, no tariff, the trade war. I just want to express my attitude. So no tariff. You get 15% off when you order 75 merchandise or service from Blue Heron Arts. So you still have 1 week to decide to use the code, either buy supplies so you can do your own seal, or ask me to do it for you at a 15% discount. The code is no tariff. You can feel my energy pressing, and there's a little shaky, but not move. And lift straight up with your fingers holding the paper. Okay, that's a very nice Buddhist dharma seal. Source of precious lotus. Yeah, I also need to make a copy for precious lotus. Let me see if any comments. Hi, old soul. Grady, I'm glad that you catch this video. Hi, Ming. Okay, now I can easily figure out the front. Actually, the head of dragon should also face the user, but this is quite abstract. You cannot really tell. So just use this mark to indicate the orientation on the left side. There's a signature on the left. Press, hold card, lift gently straight up. Perfect. I forgot doing this. This will even make it more clean without grains. See? There's a little bit grain here on this corner, but this way is clean. I really like it. I hope Precious Lotus will have chance to watch this later, and I thank everybody for your trust in my artistry, and any questions or comments, please write and I'll reply later. Have a great week. Enjoy the summer. Okay. We have earthquakes, so take care if you live in Southern California. Bye bye now.